Let's be real for a second. When Prince Harry walked away from royal duties, he didn't just leave behind titles and palace walls. He walked away from automatic taxpayer-funded security, royal financial backing, and the structured system that protected him his entire life. And now? The bills are very, very real. This isn't gossip. This is documented. After stepping down in 2020, Harry and Meghan lost official UK police protection, and Harry has since been involved in legal battles trying to reinstate security while in Britain. Security for high-profile individuals like them doesn't cost pocket change. We're talking millions per year for private teams, logistics, armored vehicles, intelligence coordination, the kind of operation most celebrities don't even need at that level. So when people ask, is Harry under financial pressure? That question isn't crazy. It's grounded in reality. Now here's where the criticism kicks in. Since moving to the United States, Harry and Meghan have secured major deals, including their Netflix partnership with Netflix and Harry's memoir, Spare, which became a global bestseller. On paper, that sounds like financial stability. But high revenue doesn't automatically mean low expenses. They maintain a multi-million-dollar Montecito lifestyle, staff, PR teams, production operations, legal teams, and ongoing security. And let's not forget Harry has been involved in multiple lawsuits against British tabloids. Legal warfare is expensive. Extremely expensive. So the question becomes, are they earning a lot? Yes. Are they spending a lot? Also yes. And then there's the image management. Meghan's fashion choices have consistently made headlines, and not quietly. Whether it's designer gowns, custom pieces, or luxury brands, her wardrobe is carefully curated and often high-ticket. Now, to be fair, many public figures invest in image. But critics argue that at a time when they frame themselves as financially independent and security-burdened, the optics of expensive fashion appearances can look contradictory. It fuels a narrative that their brand is built on prestige while simultaneously arguing financial strain in legal battles over security. That contrast is what drives controversy, not rumor, but optics. Harry has openly said he believes security is a life-or-death matter. Given his mother's tragic history and the intense media scrutiny he has faced, that concern is understandable. However, the British government has maintained that security decisions are made by committee based on risk assessment, not personal preference. Harry even offered to personally pay for UK police protection at one point, but the Home Office rejected that proposal, saying policing is not for private hire. That detail matters. This isn't about someone being denied protection out of spite, it's about legal and policy frameworks. So where does that leave things? In a tension zone. On one side, you have Harry arguing that his family's safety is non-negotiable. On the other side, you have government institutions saying there are procedures and limits. Meanwhile, Meghan continues to maintain a high-visibility public presence, red carpets, brand appearances, media projects, which naturally keeps them in the spotlight. And here's the uncomfortable truth: the more visible you are, the more complex security becomes. Visibility feeds risk, and risk increases cost. Critics say there's a contradiction at the heart of their strategy. They stepped back from royal life seeking privacy, but they've pursued high-exposure media ventures. They rejected the institution, yet continue to trade on royal identity in branding and public interest. You can't ignore that duality. It's not an attack, it's an observable dynamic. Their titles still follow them in headlines. Their narrative still revolves around royal conflict. That keeps the machine running. Financially speaking, there is no confirmed bankruptcy. Let's be clear. There is no official report stating Harry is broke. But what is factual is that maintaining private security at that scale can reportedly cost several $1 million annually. Add California property taxes, staff salaries, production costs, and legal fees, and you're looking at an enormous burn rate. Even with lucrative contracts, that level of expenditure requires sustained income streams. Big checks from streaming platforms are often milestone-based and performance-dependent. That means consistency matters. Meghan's critics often argue that her brand leans heavily on luxury positioning, curated aesthetics, high-end partnerships, polished public imagery. Supporters say she's building a modern, independent empire. Detractors say the lifestyle presentation clashes with complaints about financial strain and security fights. Both sides use the same facts but frame them differently. That's why the debate doesn't die. It evolves. There's also the legal dimension. Harry's court cases against British media groups have been partly successful in some instances, but litigation is unpredictable. Even wins come with cost. Appeals drag on. Reputational battles take energy. When you combine emotional motive protecting family with public combat against institutions, the stakes feel existential. And existential fights are rarely cheap. At the end of the day, this isn't about mocking someone's bank account. It's about examining the reality of choosing independence from a system that once absorbed massive costs. Royal life came with restrictions, yes, but it also came with structural support. Once that support is gone, the price of autonomy becomes visible. And that price includes security, branding, and the constant need to remain relevant enough to fund the machine. So is Harry going bankrupt? There's no verified evidence of that. But is he operating in one of the most financially demanding public positions imaginable, self-funded global figure with royal-level risk exposure? Absolutely. And does Meghan's high-profile, luxury-leaning image intensify public scrutiny around spending optics? Without question. That tension between independence and infrastructure, between visibility and vulnerability is where the real story lives.